What's up guys, welcome back to another video where I react to the latest and greatest news from the tech industry, and today we're going to be talking about the Donald's ban on TikTok. Now, if you guys aren't already subscribed, go ahead and do me a big favor and hit that subscribe button down below and throw a like at the video while you're at it. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. All right, for those of you who don't know, TikTok is basically the social media app where users can create short videos, and it has been immensely popular with some of the younger teens in America. And President Trump has basically threatened to end all transactions for TikTok within the United States in 45 days. Of course, there have been wildly mixed feelings about this since the app is so popular, and that's what we're here to talk about today. All right, first, I don't want to talk too much about the political side of it because it's a really hotly contested topic, but just to do due diligence, I will be talking about it a little bit. And basically how I feel is that from a national security perspective, the United States government is justified in this move. There are two very real concerns, which is that one, either TikTok is already sending information about Americans, all their personal data, back to the Chinese government, or two, even if they're not today, then one day, if the Chinese government does ask them to divulge this information, then they will not hesitate to do so. Either one of those scenarios playing out would be catastrophic for the American people and the American government. So in all honesty, I do think that this move is justified by the US government. And of course, there is precedent for what they've done. Maybe not in the United States, but there is global precedent for what they've done. After all, if you think about it, China has banned Facebook and Google and a slew of other American apps over national security concerns, right? Which honestly, I do believe is well within their right, but if they're doing it, then that sets a precedent for the United States to do the same. There are very real concerns for the Chinese government that an American company can hold so much sway over the Chinese people, just like there are very real concerns for the American government that a Chinese company can hold so much sway over the American people. Alright, now let's talk about this from my perspective as someone working within the industry. So there are reports that Microsoft is actually in talks to buy TikTok right now, and some other companies may or may not be interested, like Apple or Google, which are of course unconfirmed, but Microsoft is definitely interested. And from my perspective, I am happy that it's not Facebook, even if they could get past the antitrust regulations. If they did and they bought TikTok, I feel like that would just be really bad for the industry in general because there would be no competitiveness at all for the social media industry. But two, I'm also not very happy that it's Microsoft that's buying TikTok. Of course, TikTok has done so well that it's sort of priced itself out of the budget of other companies, but I'm not happy that it's another one of the big companies that is picking up TikTok. I feel like this is creating too many powerful companies in too many different industries. All right, to give you guys an example, if you think about a lot of the small companies that you guys are used to, most of them are already owned by big companies, some of these big tech companies that we're talking about. So, for example, Twitch, the streaming site for gamers, that's owned by Amazon. Whole Foods, the grocery store, that's owned by Amazon. Zoox, a self-driving car company that I talked about in my previous video, Amazon. Microsoft owns GitHub, they own LinkedIn, they own Yammer. Now they might even own TikTok. Instagram, if you didn't already know this, is owned by Facebook. So my point is that there's not a lot of diversity when it comes to all of these different companies. And it is slightly upsetting that TikTok, which was a very unique social media app, will soon be owned by one of these big companies again. So if you guys watched my video about Amazon acquiring Zoox, I was actually happy about that deal because it meant that Zoox was being saved. But it does mean that Amazon is picking up another company into its portfolio, which is not very good. I was glad that Zoox was being saved at all, but Amazon would not have been my first preference. We're getting into this state where all these big companies are just snatching up all these smaller companies, and it's actually very unhealthy for the industry. Big companies no longer need to innovate. They can just buy up anything that they didn't innovate and that poses a threat to them. Just like Facebook tried to buy Snapchat for a few $1 billion before Snapchat went public. I will always be a proponent for more competition. I think more competition is a good thing for the American economy, the American industries, the industry workers. If a few different companies are controlling all the different smaller companies, then there's very little disparity between the smaller companies. And this can affect industry workers and stuff like pay, benefits and stuff. And I'll give you an example. Airbnb, which is a popular startup, like a bed and breakfast startup, was sort of the industry leader in providing higher salaries for tech workers, and which is a good thing for all tech workers because they were offering these outrageous packages that people honestly couldn't turn down. And because of that, all the other companies had to up their packages too. So my point is, more companies in the space that are doing more different things usually means better things for the workers themselves. And as a tech industry worker, that is obviously something that I care about a lot. So to summarize that point, I'm glad that it's not Facebook that's picking up TikTok, but I'm also not happy that it's another one of the big 5 companies that's picking it up. All right, another aspect of this ban that I wanted to talk about is I am not sure what the effects will be for the industry in terms of attracting people to America to start up companies. This may or may not put a dent in some people's plans of coming to America when the American government can so quickly take your property in a sense. So if you think about it, ByteDance, which is a parent company of TikTok, has obviously put a lot of effort into expanding TikTok in America, and with one executive order from President Trump, all of that is going to waste. That is not a very comforting thought for companies that are thinking about expanding to America or innovating in America. And America has always been driven by innovation from all over the place, not just America. So yeah, we have to see how this sort of plays out. I could see it being potentially bad for industry workers in the sense that companies will not want to expand to the United States anymore. Like I mentioned in my previous point, the more companies that come, the more competition, the better it is for everyone all around. Alright guys, to sum up this entire video, a TLDR, this move was justified by the American government, but I overall don't see it as a very positive thing for the industry where we're losing a company as competition. That's it for this week. Let's go ahead and do the same thing that we did for last week. Comment down below your thoughts on President Trump's ban on TikTok, and comment this timestamp down below, and follow me on Instagram. If you do all 3 of those things, then I will reach out to you and I'll Venmo you some money just like last time, just as a little sort of fun thing to reward the people who watch all the way until the end. If you guys aren't already subscribed, then go ahead and do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. It would really mean a lot to me and the YouTube algorithm, which would really help me again. So I would really appreciate it. Make sure to follow me on social media. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys next time.